Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alpha Name. So let's jump right into this article here on zcrypto.com, and it is titled Former SEC Director Says Judgment on Ripple versus SEC Lawsuit to Come Within Days. XRP price to $10, question mark, of course. And then it says $1 XRP looks near. I think we're all ready for that. It says a longtime enforcement attorney / regional director, former regional director at the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, has predicted that Ripple's long-standing tussle with the agency will conclude in days' time. So now, not only do we have all the people on the XRP side saying, hey, it's going to end soon. That's how I'm taking it. I'm not going to go by days or weeks, but let's just say soon, right? Now we have people on the SEC side saying or iterating the same thing. I can't wait to get this over. I really can't. But let's continue to read on, see if they have any more information here. It says a long time. OK, let's skip that part. There's another section here titled Is the End Near? This is the SEC Ripple case, which has dragged on for over 2 years now, may be coming to an end very soon. Mark Fagel, the former regional director of the SEC San Francisco regional office, expects a judge to issue her ruling in the XRP lawsuit in the coming days. Fagel was responding to an XRP enthusiast who suggested in a tweet that the SEC withdrawing its lawsuits before summary judgment potentially undermines the presiding judge. Wow. SEC. Let's keep going. It says a follow-up tweet noted that a delay in the verdict would bolster the argument that public relations influenced the judge's decision and that it will lead to more confusion. That's a little insulting to the judge, considering all the facts that have been provided. I don't think the judge would need any public influence in order to, be influenced by anything that's going on in the public in order to make that decision. If I'm reading that the correct way, you can let me know in the comment section if you think, if you interpreted that differently. It says, while trying to avoid speculation, Fagel posited that a court decision could be expected within days. In his opinion, any further delay in the lawsuit would be due to the complexities of the case. I agree with that. And not any hidden agendas. Yeah, listen, there are so many documents. There's so much information to go over that it's reasonable that the judge is taking her time, right? There's so much to consider. If you're going to be straight down the middle and consider all of the possible information. I think most of the information leans in favor of Ripple, in my humble opinion, in favor of XRP. It says the SEC initiated its precedent-setting suit against Ripple. Hold on. Let me pause right there. If the things that have been coming out publicly, especially since the Hinman documents and a little bit before that, it's nothing that the judge didn't already know and probably already noticed and was thinking about and considering. The judge is very intelligent. Check the judge's track record. Now, I don't know which way the decision is going to go, is in the hands of the judge, but I believe, just my belief, we're going to win. But everything that's been put out there, give the judge a little bit of credit. They had to know that and notice those things. So I don't think anything going on in the public will influence the judge, just my humble opinion. It says here, the XRP community was recently in an uproar after the infamous William Hinman materials were released to the public. I don't think we're in an uproar. Maybe there's a lot of sectors of the XRP community that I'm not familiar with. But I think that they were elated, had a lot of confirmation, because most of what came out, we already knew. Now you have the evidence to prove it. Right? The XRP community, in my humble opinion, for the most part, is very reasonable and very intelligent. If you just interact with some people, they have very, very clear thinking minds, and quite brilliant, to be quite honest. So no, I think that there was just confirmation. And now I think a lot of people probably felt similar to myself that we know that the Hinman documents were and are a weapon, a very potent weapon if they were wielded correctly. And I think that they were a self-inflicting wound, truth be told, a self-destructive weapon that the SEC was trying to hold back, but it was injurious to them because of the judge being able to see what was apparent in those documents, just like all of us did, just like all the lawyers did, right? All right. So it says Ripple's counsel argue. OK, well, they go into the Hinman documents a little bit, but let's Let's skip that part. There's another section here. It's titled Implications of the Impending Ruling. This is weighing in on Twitter conversation. XRP holders attorney John Deaton recalled his earlier argument that the greatest mistake in the suit was charging individual executives with aiding and abetting, sparking a reckless standard. Nevertheless, Deaton is confident that no reasonable jury can find the two Ripple executives reckless. Okay. The high stakes drama between the SEC and Ripple is likely to be the defining moment for the broader crypto industry, that we know, not just for XRP. No, I wouldn't say that. I think mostly for the bank coins. You know why. But definitely is going to have a massive impact, and XRP will be able to run wild. Now, whether that happens immediately or over the course of time, I believe everything happens in degrees. We will see, right? I'm here for the long term, just the way that it is. But first, let's get there. We all want to get there. We want to get this case over with. So then we can begin to sort of run. We've been walking the whole way, right? We've been walking, we've been building corridors. People have been holding XRP. People have been doing research into XRP. All of the different companies building on XRPL have been doing a fantastic job, and that's the walk. Now it's time to run. So that's what people want to see. That's where we want to be. All right. So now, it says a Ripple defeat. We're not going to talk about that. We're not even going to put that negative energy in the air. It says a Ripple victory, on the other hand. Oh, I like that energy. So let's go with that. We control the energies here. We're going to control the energies. We're going to control our mind states and such like that. And we direct it where we want it to go. All right. All right. So a Ripple victory, on the other hand, would boost confidence in crypto assets and usher in a new era of investments. That's a lot of power wrapped up into a very simplistic statement. Tokenization of everything, the elimination and freeing up of capital when it comes to pre-funding of accounts. Keep in mind, FedNow doesn't do that. They have to pay $25 or something like that a month to use the FedNow system. Keep that in mind. Who wants to do that? We will dominate them. Keep in mind, FedNow also is just Zelle or PayPal or Venmo on steroids. That's all it is. That's all it is. It doesn't compete with us. It can't do what we do. It can't grant the opportunity that we grant. You're paying almost nothing. There's no monthly fee. All right. Check out the FedNow details. We will crush them. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of the legacy system fears us. Just my humble opinion. You can disagree with that. Maybe there's something you know that I don't. Share it down in the comment section, but we will crush them. And we will take that bank money. Take it. We will take that bank money. We'll see if I'm correct. Maybe I'm wrong. I think I'm right. We'll see. We will see. All right. So now, oh, wait. It says, if this happens, the price of Ripple's XRP could rocket. That's their word. Rocket to as high as $10 in no time per Deaton. So it's not their words. This is coming from Deaton. Deaton said this? Let me know. Thank you, Mr. Deaton, for giving us a reputable individual behind a price prediction. He really said that? This article here is from cryptopolitan.com, and it's titled, XRP now accepted for gas. Listen, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I want everybody using XRP, XLM algorithm. I want them using it everywhere. Let's get as much bank coins in the hands of people as possible. Now you say, oh, Mick, you want the bank money. I want the bank money, but it's not about the money that's coming out of something like this. It's about them taking XRP off the market, making it more rare. You get where I'm going? So sure, these are small transactions, but it doesn't matter. Burn more XRP. That's beneficial. Take some XRP off the market. That's beneficial. You want to use XRP, you have to have a certain amount of XRP in a wallet that's locking XRP up. I want that too. See, that's where it's beneficial. It's not always just about the impact on the price. It's about making it more rare, and I'm all for that. As far as big capital, that's where that bank money comes in. That bank money is what makes everything go up. You saw what happened the other day. I got it in the video I'm going to release. What did XRP do the other day? What did Ripple do the other day? That was significant. Did you see that? Did you see what Quant did? Boom, boom, back to back at the same time. Did you see it? If not, members only section, because I'm going to put that video out either later tonight or tomorrow. If you don't know, then now you will know. Simple as that. Let's go on here. So XRP ledger and blockchains in the Ethereum virtual machine ecosystem have long faced interoperability challenges. Huh? Well, to be fair, we don't really need Ethereum. In my humble opinion, we don't need them at all. If we hadn't been held back, we would dominate and be the dominant system. All bank coins are built for interoperability. The legacy cryptos are not. They wanted to dominate outright. So that's why they have interoperability problems. But I don't think you should put that on XRPL. We're interoperable with Stellar. We're interoperable with Quant through Overledger. Heck, you can use Flare to interlink some things if you need that. I mean, there's so many solutions when it comes to bank coins. We don't have a problem with interoperability, in my humble opinion. Algorand. But then, of course, here you got Ethereum. No shots to Ethereum. No disrespect to Ethereum. But hey. It says, however, a solution may be on the horizon as a crypto educator and well-known XRPL enthusiast dip collector. Okay. Sheds light on Root Network's ambitious plan to address this issue. Root Network, a forthcoming cross-chain network, aims to leverage Polkadot substrate technology to build a highly advanced blockchain seamlessly integrating with EVM. To support its tokenomics, the network will introduce Root, a foundational native asset that will play a vital role in the ecosystem. In a surprising twist, validators and stakers on the Root network can earn XRP tokens. Good. I won't listen. See what I just said before. Lock it up, burn XRP, use it. I don't care. Take it off the market. The more, the better. It makes it even more delicious when the banks start coming in and buying everything up. So be it. I'll take the capital whichever way it comes, but I just know what is going to make the price skyrocket. Interbank payments, tokenization of everything. So now let's move on. Let's continue on. It says, to facilitate smooth transactions and cover gas costs, the network will introduce a dedicated gas token closely aligned with XRP, the beloved cryptocurrency of the XRP army. This integration will enable cryptocurrency holders to seamlessly convert their holdings into XRP. I like that. Okay, I'll take it. It's good. And it'll be useful for a lot of people. It says promoting greater accessibility and convenience. All right, we're going to leave that one there. That's from cryptopolitan.com. I'm skipping and leaving out a lot. So go over there, check them out, and give them some traffic over there. This is right on their front page. Let's move on to another article. All right, I'm having a little bit too much fun today. I'm trying to hold myself back, truth be told. I just feel fired up today. So now, this article here is from U.Today. Now, it elaborates a little bit further on a few things that we read in the first article. So it's titled, Ripple versus SEC, Crypto Lawyers Offer Fresh Outlook on Case Outcome. All right. So then it reiterates earlier this week. Former SEC attorney Mark Fagel predicted the Ripple lawsuit would resolve in days. So they get that out of the way. And then it says here, there's a tweet here from Bill Morgan. And it says, I agree with you, Mark. So that's so there's a former SEC person saying that it's going to be over within days. And then we have a lawyer here saying that they agree. Maybe they know something we don't. We will see. We will see. If it happens, great. I'll take it. I want it to end as soon as possible. But if it doesn't, I'm patient. I want to make sure that this is the absolute best outcome possible. So let the judge take her time if that's what it's going to, if that's what's necessary. It says, I agree with you, Mark, from Bill Morgan. Some of the matter goes to trial. Okay. Neither party will entirely win at SJ. Summary judgment. Then they have the actual tweet from Mark Fagel, which says, I don't have any guesses on that. He's saying this in retort to someone. I think the fact that she's unsealing materials that, if relevant at all, will only come out at trial rather than on summary judgment, i.e. the speech materials. Suggests at least some of this is headed for trial. Beyond that is speculation. Speculation is okay. It's fun to play with things from time to time. It says Fagel stated the reason, saying his only point of reference is the recent unsealing order, which suggested that the court had already determined what the ruling could be. On June 13th, okay, then they go into the Hemin documents a little bit. Let's see if there's some more potent information here. He rather thinks that unsealing of materials, okay, and then they reiterate that. His response drew the attention of Bill Morgan, who said he agrees. Why do they always reiterate things 2-3 times in some articles? Then it says earlier predictions on outcome in December of last year when summary judgment filings in the lawsuit were about to be Fully briefed, John Deaton presented 3 outcome scenarios and their implications. First, the judge fully agrees with the SEC. Second, Ripple wins outright. I like that one. And the judge criticizes the SEC for pursuing its implausible theory of tokens being securities. And third, a scenario where Judge Torres splits the proverbial baby and rules that Ripple at some point offered unregistered securities, but XRP itself is not a security, nor a secondary market. Our secondary market sales independent of Ripple. We already have a precedent or 2 set in that arena, so that probably will help. It says Deaton stated that regardless of the outcome, the Ripple case is, quote, ground zero and will set a significant precedent. I've been saying that for a long time. I think most people agree on that. All right. So now let's move on here to another article. This article here is from beincrypto.com, beincrypto.com, and it is titled Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse rips into SEC over Hinman documents. Okay, this should be interesting. Is he saying something different than what he said before? So according to Garlinghouse, Hinman's 2018 speech created new factors. Oh, okay. Oh, he's cutting deep. Okay. Created new factors to show that sufficiently decentralized crypto assets could no longer be considered a security. That we derived when we first or deduced when we first read those Hinman documents, right? However, details of the documents show that top officials within the financial regulator could not agree on regulating crypto, which means that there was no law there to establish something definitive for them to go by. Correct, right? It says these executives had informed Hinman that his speech would further confuse people. In Garlinghouse's opinion, Hinman deliberately, it's powerful. You see where this could go? Deliberately ignored the laws and tried to create new rules. He added that the former SEC official attempted to usurp, which means to take unauthorized, by the way, to take the powers of Congress with his speech. And you know what's unbelievable is that while that was happening for all these years, Congress sat back and did nothing. That's very suspicious in my humble opinion, but let's continue on here. Garlinghouse stated that the speech was not about any token or blockchain. Instead, it shows the extent to which SEC pursued enforcement actions against crypto players while telling the public that crypto firms can come in and register. Once again, like I said in a prior video, they lied. There's a lot of lying going on here. There's a lot of suspicious activities. It's just a matter of how far these companies that are battling the SEC want to take this now. There could be a lot uncovered, but we will see the pathway that they take. Then there's a tweet here from Brad Garlinghouse, which it says, try something new. Some thoughts from me on the events, specifically the release of the Hinman documents. Okay, there's a little video attached here. We're not going to click on that. It says the Ripple executive highlighted prior engagements with former SEC Chair Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman. During these meetings, the regulator never suggested that XRP was a security. Never, not even once. According to him, this is another incident that shows the bad faith actions of the SEC. Quote, they have preached transparency from those they regulate, but fight tooth and nail when held to the same standards. Good point. He added that the current chair of the commission, Gary Gensler, is now, quote, weaponizing the lack of regulatory clarity. I was saying that last year. I remember, and I said he's wielding it like a weapon. Now you have Brett Garlinghouse saying the same thing. We'll see how all this pans out. Something should be done. The people should be given a fair shake. The company should be given a fair shake. We'll see how this works out. I think we're going to win. I think that crypto is going to have an explosion in the future. After we defeat the SEC, this is a necessary fire that I think most industries go through at some point. But let's continue on here. It says, quote, weaponizing the lack of regulatory clarity to exert jurisdiction over the entire crypto space, unquote. Okay, so he differentiated. It was a little bit different than what I said last year. I was saying that he was weaponizing it just so they could sue everybody and collect money. That's what it's about at the end of the day, correct? They're gaining lots and lots of capital. And once again, I said this about general politicians. Like, for example, you have a lot of politicians come in. How do they go from making like a couple $100,000 a year or something like that? Do they even make that much? To being in like a year or two, multi-millionaires. How does that happen? You see, there's a lot of money going on behind the scenes. There's something suspicious about that. So that same thing applies to For example, workers at the SEC. How does Gary Gensler go from being a professor, like now correct me if I'm wrong, he's a multimillionaire with his assets held by Vanguard? How? Where did these multi-millions come from? What is he? Does the SEC pay like that? Did he invent something? Does he have some book or something he's selling that's just a #1 bestseller? Where's the money coming from? Is he one of the best investors on the planet, perhaps? You see what I'm talking about? So, I mean, there's a lot that could be uncovered that's quite suspicious. There's a lot of money involved, in my humble opinion, allegedly, behind the scenes, because some of this stuff just doesn't add up. But anyway, let's continue. It says, Garlinghouse said, quote, and all of this could be useful in the future. I guarantee if I'm thinking this way, lawyers everywhere are thinking this way. Lawyers for Coinbase and Binance and such and other exchanges that may have to battle SEC have to think like this. It's just a matter of how far they want to go. They don't have to choose to go that far. So the quote, Gensler, point blank refuses to comment on specific projects besides Bitcoin, but indirectly and incorrectly labels tokens as securities in lawsuits. And in the next breath says how, quote, clear the rules are. You know, it's funny. Didn't that happen with the whole, when he was in front of, what was it, Congress he was in front of? And they kept asking him for clarity. They kept asking him specific questions and he couldn't answer anything. Unbelievable. Oh, they actually referenced that here. It says how, quote, clear the rules are while his agency tries to front run Congress. Oh, I thought they were going to say in front of Congress. All right. So now let's move on to another article here. All right. Hope everybody's doing well out there. So this article here is from coinedition.com and it's titled Lawyer Lists Several Conflicts of Interest in the XRP versus SEC case. So let's scroll down here and it begins as such. It says here, the crypto lawyer John E. Deaton tweeted a thread earlier today wherein he accused the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission of not having clear crypto regulation guidelines. This post followed a tweet by Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, who also called out the SEC for their lack of internal coherence. According to Deaton, there are more conflicts of interest in the Ripple SEC lawsuit than just the Hinman documents. Really? The lawyer mentioned that a law firm belonging to Jay Clayton, he's about to expose some people, belonging to Jay Clayton of the SEC, Sullivan and Cromwell, represented Consensus. We heard about this before. I think it was like sometime last year. Represented Consensus and the co-founder of Ethereum, Joseph Lubin. I don't see how this doesn't go a little deeper, folks. Legally speaking, Furthermore, Clayton's former law partner eventually became the deputy general counsel of Consensus. Wow. I didn't know that. While Sullivan and Cromwell brokered Consensus purchase of Quorum and JPM coin from JP Morgan. No, there's something I could say, but I'm not going to say because I know how certain entities play. Look up the history of banks. You're going to see what I'm talking about. There's banks that just like to crush other banks and absorb them. It's a cycle that just continuously repeats itself once they see a smaller bank getting too big. What just recently happened? A lot of bigger banks have taken a page from that particular bank's books. Okay, let's get back to this. JPM coin from JP Morgan. Right. I'm saying a lot without saying a lot. The lawyer also added that SEC Commissioner Joseph Grunfest believed the SEC wanting to file a lawsuit against XRP raised obvious concerns. Really? There's a lot of, I would never claim to remember everything. Maybe I've forgotten so many things. It's okay to admit that you can forget things, but I don't remember ever knowing this or hearing this. This is new information, and I would never be one to proclaim I know everything. No, I want new information. If I don't know something, teach me. That is powerful. How is that not significant in this case? Maybe it is. Maybe the judge knows this. Look at how much is leaning in our favor. They're getting exposed. The SEC is getting exposed. But let's keep going. I just want to read that one more time. The lawyer also added that the SEC Commissioner, Joseph Grunfest, believed the SEC wanting to file a lawsuit against XRP raised obvious concerns. Wow. Like there's so much into that goes into that. So many implications. So Deaton also questioned Clayton's motives. My apologies, everybody. I'm on the spot. I'm reading this on the spot with you. I'm thinking, maybe just like you're thinking, we're having a lot of thoughts. So, what can I do? It says, Deaton also questioned Clayton's motives as he, under oath, at his confirmation hearing, told U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren, oh no, that he promised not to vote against an enforcement action involving one of his law firm's clients, which he did not do. Instead, he voted to bring a lawsuit against his law firm's client's biggest competitor, Ripple. What do you call that? Holy smokes. If this isn't getting exposed, this in conjunction with the Hinman documents, allegedly, there's a lot of corruption there. Simple as that. It's not about hating them. It's about understanding the truth, exposing the truth, so we can I won't even phrase it defeat the enemy, but remove the obstacle. We must find out what the problem is in order to remove the obstacle. We have a needle in our finger. Now we need to figure out what tool we need, maybe some tweezers, to remove the needle. And now that we've figured that out, let's remove the needle. It's not positive, it's not negative, it's neutral. It is something that is necessary. Boom. Let's pull that needle out. This has been very potent in my humble opinion. Wow. All right. So now let's move on to another article here. So things continue to move forward with the Brics nations. This is from news.bitcoin.com and it's titled, Egypt applies for Brics membership, seeks trade in national currencies. Listen, what's happening now has never happened before. I know that I see a lot of people in a lot of articles and they say things like, well, a lot of people have been talking for decades about shirking and getting rid of their need for the US dollar. So what's different now than then? This is what's different. They're taking literal actions. They're building softwares and technologies to literally be done with the dollar around the world. That's never happened before. And the technologies already exist. So really what's happening is, let me rephrase that. They're really just customizing the technologies. It's already there. Hashgraph, any type of DLT, Hashgraph, blockchain, they can use any of that, right? And then they can combine it with artificial intelligence to ensure that US dollars don't flow through these systems. We'll see if they do that as well, but I'm pretty sure they are. All the basic companies are using machine learning at this point. Why would not the more advanced ones that are to come as well, right? Machine learning, artificial intelligence of different degrees, it depends. But it says Egypt has filed an application to join Brics bloc. Russia's ambassador to the Arab nation confirmed. The government of Cairo is interested in using alternative currencies in foreign trade, either national fiats or a new common currency. And have you noticed over the last few months, they try to really not talk about the common currency, especially in the Western articles. They just talk about the yuan, renminbi, and they just constantly inundate their people with, see, they're using the yuan. Everyone's using the yuan. The yuan will never be dominant in the world. This is what the West articles keep saying that I've been reading. But the yuan was never supposed to be the dominant currency when it comes to Brics. They're working on that common currency. That's the big one. And who knows what it's going to do, but we have to watch it. We'll wait and see. We'll watch it and see how it actually works out. But if all of them are going to be using common currencies backed by a commodity, that's going to have a heck of an impact. I don't see any way around it. Well, you let me know if you think differently, but I just don't see any way around that. Now, once again, I'm trying to be as balanced as possible. So maybe it has a big impact. I think it will. Maybe it doesn't. We will see, but I have to consider both sides. We'll see if it's a success or not. But I like to be prepared just in case. And here's another thing I'll throw in there. It's not just what they're doing, but it seems that the West is in for a collapse. It's like what the West has been doing with monetary policy, infrastructure, overprinting of money, certain things that they're doing, it just doesn't make any sense. it's like they're injuring themselves. So with the current way that the West is functioning economically, you have commercial real estate problem. You have retail real estate issues right now. People don't want to go back to work, right? Even work conditions are different. You know, people want to work from home. The gig economy, is that going to continue to stay afloat? Is that going to crash? If it does crash, because they're having a lot of different problems, how does that affect everything? I mean, there's so much. Transportation. What are the transportation waterways? What are they going to look like this year? Like there was a lot of barges getting stuck last year. This year, in certain areas, there's been a lot less rain from what I've seen. So how does that affect getting products up and down certain waterways and such? You get what I'm saying? Then the trucking industry. Look, research all of this, what I'm saying. So it's not just me telling you. I'm not here to just to brainwash you and tell you something. No, not at all. I want you to look into what I'm saying. I want you to question what I'm saying and go pull up articles so you can see for yourself and you make up your own mind. I'm here to free your mind. If anything, I'm not here to control your mind. But like trucking industry, certain issues with the trucking industry. Are there too many truckers right now? Is there too little product to move? Right? So then there was an influx of product recently from certain areas that I saw. All right. Just certain areas that I saw. Okay, was that backed up product that just now was coming in? Or does that mean everything is flowing like normal again? See, it's certain things that have to be questioned, right? So there can be a more clear understanding. But right now, what I'm saying is everything is uncertain in the Western economy. So that helps as well. So all of these conditions that have been occurring have never occurred simultaneously before in the history of the West. Not that I've seen. Then I'll throw in another little caveat or catalyst rather. If the data is correct, and it's unbelievable. If inflation is really slowing how they said it is, then there's definitely a lot of price gouging going on. 100%. Unbelievable price gouging because I've seen it myself. But let's say it's price gouging and what they're saying is true and inflation is coming down. If that's the case and the data that they've been showing is real and true, then you better get ready for deflation. That means that we've been in deceleration and it takes a while for the numbers to catch up. Keep that in mind. It takes a while. That means we've been in deflation, which is mind blowing. Like I said, if it's not inflation, if it's really coming down, then there's price gouging, the likes of which is just mind blowing. But you better get ready for deflation. Then we have to wait. I mean, there's so much going on. There's so much going on. I don't want to throw too much at you, but I'm trying to give you your time's worth. Right? So just keep an eye on things. We're here to be prepared and make the best decisions possible. We do not operate out of fear or panic or anything like that. No, we remain calm with a level head. We do our research. We take in the data. We stay balanced and we choose the best path possible. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.